Thank you to Vitamilk, indeed a nutritious beverage that feels good anywhere, anytime. They sponsor Home Affairs, and Vitamilk, you have been with us all year long. You're back here, and you've always banked on homes. Thank you so much for your consistent support. So those of you who are yet to renew your contract, please do that very quickly, because we need to keep doing this week in, week out to help make homes out of houses. Well, so last year is gone. If just in case you have forgotten my name is Edem Knight-Tay. Still the same Edem Knight-Tay last year and this year. I appreciate all of you. We're getting into this morning's conversation already. And what are we talking about? We're asking you to prioritize your family's health and mental well-being. The year has begun. People are already on the run. Things are happening around us, and sometimes your head is spinning. But we're telling ourselves, the human beings we are, I need to do this, I need to do this. We are not slowing down. Well, you can choose not to slow down, but your health is really, really very, 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 very important. So this morning, my favorite doctor and I decided that we will gather here and have this all important conversation with you. I was telling Dr. Osafo, okay, well, let me introduce him already. I guess this morning is Dr. Yaw Osafo, CEO, medical doctor, Oga at the top at, Medicas Hospital. But he has a boss, though, Nana Sam is his boss. He will explain that later. Yeah, so I have Dr. Osafo here, and when Dr. Osafo is on Home Affairs, I mean, he's for drive time. When we borrow him small for Home Affairs, we try to milk him and his good stuff. So I'll be getting into the conversation with Dr. Osafo very soon. But then again, let me remind you and say a very big thank you again to Vitamilk, indeed a nutritious beverage that feels good anywhere, anytime. They are sponsors on Home Affairs. One of the reasons this conversation for me is also very important is that I think that, look, all the runarounds we do, especially so as parents and decision makers of our homes, is to ensure that our children are well, is to ensure that the home is well established, and, we're building a very sound environment around us. But if we're not taking care of our health, this is not, centered only on parents, but we are the decision makers in the home, right? So if we're not taking care of ourselves, and then all we do is, okay, I need to make sure I'm providing, I'm supporting, I'm doing this, and you break down, then what happens of all the things that you need to do? Imagine also that you're going round, 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 and you're not paying attention to the children at home, things that are happening to them. Probably you have your old folks living with you, your parents, an auntie or somebody who is living with you. All we keep doing is going and going. And the time you are slowing down is when the thing hits you very hard. But it's important that for us to be able to enjoy everything that we have, health is at the helm of it. You need to prioritize it. And I figure out that the challenge is, how do we even do that? And that is why we're having this conversation this morning. Dr. Yaw Osafo, good morning and welcome to Home Affairs. Doc, can you hear me?
Yes, Adam, I can hear you
Okay,
loud and
great.
clear.
I can hear
As
you
on mic.
too.
And good morning, happy new year to you and to all our listeners. And thank you for the very wonderful introduction, including the one about my boss.
Yes, his wife is his boss. I am the only one permitted to say that. Okay, Doc. First off, let's establish this. Why is this conversation critical?
Right, Adam, again, once again, I'm very happy, always happy to be on Home Affairs. I know it's a program that really focuses on the family. And for me, I'm a family person. I had a wonderful opportunity growing up with both parents, my extended family, my uncles, my aunties. They've all been very, very supportive. And I think who I have become today is largely due to that stability that I had, the importance of the family played. So this conversation is very, very important for us to have because I again believe that health is the building block of life. And then when you are healthy, then everything else is possible. Sorry, I know that that phrase is now a very difficult phrase. It's possible to use in Ghana, but allow me to use it um, for this show. But then, without good health, it is almost impossible to think about any other thing else. What are you going to plan with regards to work if you are ill and in bed? What are you going to plan with respect to say time with the family, time with your friends, if if your state of well-being or health is not that great? So health is there for me is the basic thing. If you have good
Keep the
health,
frequency clear.
then
99. Keep the
you
frequency
can
clear.
face the different
99.7.
challenges that we have in life. So, Adam, this conversation is very, very important. The family is also a big unit that is made up of individuals. So think about the trees that make up the forest. So it's very easy to see that big forest, the Amazon forest, the Kashmir forest, and to think and appreciate its beauty on such a grand scale. But if you drill it down, then it is individual trees that make up the forest. And if you begin to cut down the individual trees, eventually you destroy the entire forest, as unfortunately we see with the Galamsey menace that is going on in this country. It starts by cutting down one tree. They always fell one tree, and then eventually the whole forest is taken down. So that's exactly what is happening with the family health situation. That we need to look at the individuals who make up that family unit. The father, the mother, hopefully, they're both around. You've got the children. You've got that forms, and this usually forms the nuclear family. Most people would have these days would have a living house help to help with managing the home, or a home worker, as we tend to call it these days, who's helping to manage the home, forming part of the unit. Then you've got extended family members. Your parents may be living with you at this age. And then if you look at our age group, then our parents are in the elderly category, and they may not
They have
because of
become senior
financial.
citizens.
Yes, they become senior citizens, as we like to call them now. And they may be living with you not because they are financially capable, but because socially and physically they are not able to completely take care of themselves. So, Adam, this would be my preliminary comment why this conversation is absolutely important for all of us to have.
Great. So this is critical. I like the bits. I'll just try to paraphrase when you talked about the fact that if you don't have your health, then what are you even running around? You don't even have what it takes to run around in the first place.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So, Doc, yes, so we are happy. We want to prioritize our family health. We want to prioritize our mental well being. We want to be able to pay attention to all of these, which is, I believe it's on the heart of everybody. And to make sure my family is well, my husband is okay, I am okay, my children are okay, and everybody around you is okay. That way, you are you have your peace of mind. For instance, Lexus brought me on to drive yesterday and asked me, how do you deal with stress? I said, you deal with stress only one way, you need money. I don't even
Well,
see
the Bible says it, money answers
it
all.
answers all things. I don't even know
The
how you
proper
will say
context.
you are stressed when you have money. Says people have money, they are stressed. Say they don't know how to use the money. Same
Right,
way here.
right.
If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Really, what can you do? You can imagine and wonder and all that, but what can you do because you're incapacitated. You can't do anything, you know. So doc,
Right.
how do we go about it? I think that would be the big thing on everybody's mind. I have to come to work. I mean, daddy has to go to work. The parents have to be taking care of the children. I'm leaving them in the care of the house help. Okay. some people know that at the beginning of the year, I have to go and run my labs, and that's all they know. But when you say that you want to prioritize the family's health and their mental well being, how do you even go about it? And we want to make it very simple. My pen and paper is ready. I really want to take notes so that me, myself, I start
You have your
practicing.
single notebook ready.
So I have only one question for this show. How do we do it? Maybe.
Right. So, Adam, that's a loaded question, and we're going to have time enough to simplify it, and we will start with a definition of health.
Okay.
So it's a word that we are all very familiar with. Everybody would say it and use it, but it is not so easy when you ask people to define it.
Mm-hmm.
Even healthcare professionals, you see, we struggle a little bit. So let's start from there. What is health? And I'll go back to 1948 when the World Health Assembly gathered um, and came up with a global definition. So we'll take our time. A state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So, Adam, there are three components to this. It says complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. So in Ghana, most of the time, we will say, "Menyare, I don't feel anything in my body, so I must be healthy." Well, you've got to think about it again. And I hope by the end of today's show, we would all have changed our thinking about health as not merely the absence of disease or
Diseases,
infirmity.
infirmities.
But Adam, the first part is where a lot of people have, or scholars have, a bit of a challenge.
Mm.
When you say a state of complete, well, that particular phrase,
Hmm.
um, and then it makes it seem, or I would like to pose the question, and I would like the audience to think about it as we go through the show. Is it really possible?
Is it possible? I was going to
Is
ask
it
you that.
really possible to have a state of complete? We are not saying 90% or 95% or 80%.
Absolute.
It says it's a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. So we can critique this particular definition, and a lot of scholars believe that it needs to be modified. And if you look at it, oh well, yes, 1948, I check Accra. So we need to. So Adam, let me bring out another definition which I find workable,
Okay.
and I like to, in my own words, call it the modern definition, the 21st century definition of health.
Of health.
The ability to adapt and self-manage in the face of physical, emotional, and social challenges.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
And then this is what I want us to work with
Doc,
during
say it
this
again.
conversation.
The ability to adapt.
Adapt and self-manage in the face of physical, emotional, and social challenges.
Okay.
Yes. So some modern day scholars who look at health, this is their definition, and I really find it as a functional one and one that is easy to handle.
Mm.
So, and if you look at it, this definition of health, it looks at you, the individual. It customizes the definition of health to you, the individual. Can you adapt to the continuously changing physical, emotional, and social situation that you find yourself in? So nothing is static. Health is very, very dynamic because Adam, we all didn't know there was going to be COVID. We all didn't know there was going to be COVID. And then COVID hit. And it changed our social environment drastically. And then, Medicas Hospital at our branch in Mampong, we have a morgue. So I saw the impact For example, when the president then gave an executive order that only 25 members or people can attend the funeral. Hey, but in Ghana, your press alone coming for a funeral, there are more than 25, let alone the whole family.
I'm telling you.
So it had a big impact on a very important aspect of our social life, which is funerals. Funerals in our part of the world, in our culture, it's a very big deal. And yet that COVID just changed that social environment. Question, how many people were able to adapt? How many people were able to self-manage during that period? So I like this particular definition, and that is what we are going to work with. And the three components are still there. Physical component, we're going to look at physical health. So Edem, if I ask you to take a look at your picture when you were 20 years old, and you look at yourself now, that body has undergone a lot of changes. I can talk about my changes. I had a lot of hair.
Me, I was very slim.
But when I was even younger, yes, in fact, my hair was even curly. I have pictures to show.
Those were the days
but
I
now,
was wearing spaghetti.
I am bald. Now the hair is not there.
I know,
right? So, but now I've undergone so many, like a physical transformation. I feel it. The strength that I used to have, I don't have that same level of strength anymore. In my mid-40s. So there are going to be physical aspects that we're going to have to deal with, and there are going to be emotional aspects. These days, we hear a lot about people being emotionally intelligent and all of that. Again, I will challenge everybody. If you look back when you were a teenager or early adulthood, and you look at your maturity in your mid-40s or when life starts at 40, and you look at the way emotionally you handle things when you are in your 60s, I think everybody would accept and admit that they've gone through a lot of changes.
Oh, yeah.
People say, oh yeah, when I was younger, Charlie, emotionally I wasn't stable at all. If this thing happens, this is how I react. I couldn't even understand how other people deal with certain things. But now I am emotionally mature and I can deal with some of these things in a better way.
Yeah.
So the ability to adapt and self-manage in the face of changes that are going to happen in these three areas are very, very important. So what should we do about prioritizing the family's health? We're going to talk about the family. So Edem, you need a plan.
So you need
a plan.
Yes. A family health plan.
A family health plan. So that's the first thing that goes into our notebooks this morning. A family health plan.
Okay.
We've already talked about the health. So Edem, what is a plan? It sounds so simple, but I'll give you examples as to why we do most of the time meet the criteria. A plan is a detailed proposal to achieve something in the future. So Edem, in this country, Ghana, our financial plan is called the budget. And we used to read the budget in the year of implementation. That's what we used to present the budget in March, thereabout. Up until 2006 or so, when the then finance minister Barry decided that a plan is about something we want to achieve in the future. So no, we read the budget in November preceding the year. Yeah. So a plan is a detailed proposal, and then we need to underline the word detailed. Proposal to achieve something in the future. So everything we're going to, your family health plan should be futuristic. It should talk about things you are going to do. So it doesn't matter. Today is 18th January. You can say your plan, your family health plan for 2025 is going to start 1st February 2025, so that we have it ahead of us. So today's conversation is going to help us implement our plan effective 1st February 2025. So that I want us to meet all the requirements of a plan.
Doc, this is where I want to ask a question because me, I haven't done it. To be very honest with you,
But that is good. At least you can do it in the future.
I haven't done it, so I want to find
Maybe
out.
you've done it. Maybe you have to do corrections to it. But
I want
like
to
the
find
budget
out.
to do media review.
Exactly, but I want to find out from my audience. I mean, how many of you have done it? Made time to probably do it alone, sit with your partner or with your children together and say that this is our plan for our health in the new year. Because I know we'll say that, oh, we want to be healthy. We want to eat well. We want to do this. But how have you, the detailed plan, how have you put it together? Or have you even done it at all? I want to know. Because me, I haven't.
This tree that you are shaking.
I haven't though. I feel so
this
guilty
tree that
right
you
now.
are shaking with the audience.
I feel so guilty. No, but it's critical though.
Absolutely. So if we look at that definition, a detailed proposal, then you'd realize that some of us will do the plan in our head. We say, oh,
exactly.
No, it doesn't come. Most of the time, what we have is a wish list, not a plan.
The one in our head, no.
Yes, we call it a wish list.
That one I have.
It doesn't qualify.
I have
a plan is not a wish list. That's why we take it for 31st night. Watch night. All that is a wish list. It's never a plan.
Wow.
And so this is the definition we're going to work with.
The year when we say detailed,
we want to see who, what, when, which, where, and how.
All the W's and one H.
Yes. And then these are my 6 friends. They always help me. The first one is called who. So who is doing what? Or let me start with the what first. The first thing is what. What are we doing? So we are doing a family health plan. That is a what. So you've answered that. What are we doing? So we're doing a family health plan. Then the who part. Who is involved in this plan? Who is it going to affect? Who are the actors in effect? Then we've got to list them. So everybody's family situation is going to be unique.
Exactly.
Yes. I know there are single parents out there. I know. So if you are drawing your plan, the family health plan, the who part, it's not going to be the same as those who have the who component, a mother and a father, or both parents are available. Others who will live with their, as I earlier mentioned, with their parents. So grannies are also around. That may not pertain to every family. So you really need to sit down and ask yourself, who are the actors? Please, we are not only talking about blood things. Anybody who lives under your roof is part of your family, including the household or the home worker or the house help. They are all members of the family. Anybody who is living under your roof. So in terms of who the actors are, I would like for us to involve all of these individuals in your own home.
Doc, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I mean, I was just going to add that, and rightly so, because if their health is impacted, you are impacted. It will affect you some way, somehow.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So
absolutely. When your mother, Edem, just yesterday, Kofi, our second child, couldn't go to school. He woke up there the whole night, diarrhea, having diarrhea too. So he couldn't go to school. And then all of a sudden we are in a fix. Hey, so how am I going to go to work? Nana too has to go to work. I mean, that means at work. So and then Kofi has to stay at home. So who's going to take care? Then all of a sudden we have a headache. And we are healthcare professionals. And we have a healthcare facility, that we run as well. So you think, but if you take him to work as well, you're not going to have that fullness of mind to be able to work and all of that. So if one member of the family is not well, it can be very, very disruptive to you. So you need to make sure that the health plan includes everybody.
Yeah.
So and then we'll tackle the what and the who.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when is this plan going to take effect?
We said February 1.
That's my suggestion. That's Dr. Osafo's suggestion.
As it
So
went
that
out.
it's in the future.
Some
If
of
you
us,
want us to start on the 19th of January, that one too.
we wouldn't finish putting the proposal together.
Oh, maybe. Okay, so people have done it, so they are giving mid-year budget. So they are going to use today's discussion as an opportunity to get to review their plan.
Doc, in fact, I should talk for myself.
Yes. So let's all just agree on this program that we are doing first February. But I want you to actually sit down and ask yourself, when can you be realistic about it? And then that's all I'm saying. Just be realistic about it when you can start. Because we don't want start-stop situation. Don't put yourself in a situation where things will be difficult. Because if I come to it when we are fleshing things up later on, you realize that you need a healthcare facility. You need to probably engage a doctor, family doctor, and so on and so forth. It may take time for you to nail down all of these things. So let's not be in a rush. The year is 12 months. So, but you need to put down the plan. Not that this year you're there. Igobi is not a plan, as we see. Igobi is not a plan. This year you're there. This year, when? Put it down. We're talking about detailed proposal.
We go do it.
The next is the which usually allows us to have options. So which of these things are we able to do and do easily? So as we are going to be discussing the framework, you realize that I'll be throwing out some options, and then you should ask yourself, you know yourself, be honest with yourself, which one can you do? Not that everybody is saying that, hey, we'll go to Christ, are you Mensa, and you here. So, hey, everybody's talking about, as an exercise, it's not something that comes to you easily. Don't put that on top of your list. Low hanging fruits. Let's do. So you're going to have a lot of options, but then the which question allows us to see which one we can do easily, which one we can start with, and which ones we will do later. Then the where part of it. Where are we going to get the opportunity to do all of these things? Which hospital, or where are you going to implement your ideas? Only in the home, outside the home? So the where part is also very important. Then the how. When you settle all these things in your mind, and I think that's the question you put up initially, but then I went back for us to get a much broader context. How are we going to do it? So you need to settle on all of the above, then we will come to the how. So the how we are going to do it is for you to have a framework for a health plan. And I've already talked about that framework in 3 areas: physical health, emotional health or mental health, and then social health. So that's the framework for us there. And Edem, I know that in our topic we talked about mental health as well. So let me start with that. That is going to be the first part of our how we are going to do it. Okay. Your plan, all those expressions must also focus on emotional or mental health. So, and then when we talk about mental health, how do we define it? It is a state of well-being that enables people to cope with the stresses of life, attain their full potential, learn well, work well, and contribute to their community. I take that again. It is a state of well-being that enables people to cope with the stresses of life, attain their full potential, learn well, work well, and contribute to their community. So, Edem, let's take it one by one. The stresses of life. Some will say cope with the normal stresses of life, because
Again, let me use COVID as an example. It was a stress of life, but it is not the normal stress of life. For us, it was a generational thing. After 1918, there had never been a pandemic. This was the first pandemic. So it took more than 100 years or a little over 101 years for us to have the next one. So probably we are not going to have another one. So, and then the normal stresses of life, we believe that if your mental health is good, you should be able to cope with the normal stresses of life.
Okay.
What are we talking about, the normal stresses of life? The concept or the idea that people can go through life without any problem. It is the biggest lie that anybody can plant in your head or in your heart. That you go through life and there is no difficulty whatsoever. No difficulty whatsoever. Look, and then when you are looking for a school for your child in this country, I was surprised when there was a school somewhere around, I hope I see myself around College area, very, very good school. Those people will know about it. People are going to write their name down when they were pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Early child development. Oh, and then no. I've never heard about that situation.
Oh, yeah.
Then you are going to register when you are pregnant.
Yes.
Hey, but then I'm happy that 40 weeks or more is going to premiere today. So the pregnancy is so critical. The thing that we are going to go through.
Dog, it's not a joke.
But people are registering for crèche when they are pregnant.
That is faith.
Wow.
Yes.
If you're going to agree. First time you're looking for school, just look at your day, a place that's closer to you.
Now,
And then just
this practice has been around for a while now.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
There are certain schools. Yes.
And I'm not trying to tell people that in itself is stressful. So you start from pregnancy, looking for school, early childhood development. Then before you know that school, it's only early childhood, it's only crèche and kindergarten. Then you have to transition to another school, primary school. Then after they write the BEC, computer placement. It's only better that the virus that attacks our computer is one that if your child has written BEC before, then you know about placement. Then you go through the secondary school, through SHS. Very good concept. I support it 100%. So we actually go school up to about 18 years. But the feeding part, the feeding part, so your child is in the secondary school and is calling you, and you have to go and send food. I'm just trying to bring out all these examples to let you know that these are what we call the normal stresses of life. But sometimes we try and blow it up and think, oh, it's me alone. Yes, your child is in secondary school now. My child is in primary school. You will get the secondary school stress. Exactly. I will get the primary school stress.
Exactly.
Or maybe I don't even have a child now. If you are me, so when you are talking about this SHS, the people who call you and say, you are criticizing the government too much. Obama for secondary school, when your child goes, then you experience the stresses of it. So, this is what we mean, that you should be in a state of well-being where you can cope with some of these things. Again, the definition of our mental health is that your team, the family, should be able to achieve their full potential. And again, let me go back and use this example of our educational system. So many people are being left behind. And then anytime I see children selling on the street, I look at them and I'm so pained, and I'm thinking, there is a Professor Konote Aholu in there. There is a Professor Pimpom Watson in there.
That's true.
There is a Professor Alote, nuclear physicist in there. There's some potential. There is a musician in there.
Potentials that may never be realized.
Never be realized. The definition also talks about being able to learn well, being able to work well, and being able to contribute their quota to their community. So if we look at the family, Your health plan in the area of emotional or mental health should be one that will allow the members of the family do all of these things. So let's look at the actors, the children in the family. You should ask yourself this question: how do we enable or equip our children for them to be able to cope with the stresses of their life? Do you know about school bullying? Do you ever talk to your children? Do you find out from them whether or not they have to face any bullies in school? It's very, very important. Sometimes we downplay these things and say that, oh, we don't even ask them because we don't think that children should experience adverse mental health. But you should ask them. And you have a lot of teenagers. You have a full squad. You know they have issues.
The full range.
At that, yes, a whole range. And you need to sit with them and ask them what stresses. But you also, the parent, every adult has been a child before, was once a child. The adult you see today was once a child. So we've all gone through the peer pressure. Don't just dismiss it. It's something that they have to deal with as teenagers. So find out what stresses pertain to the different age groups. If you live with grannies, your grandparents, you think they don't have any stresses in their life? And I'm not there 70 years ago, you are retired, just relax. No. That's a complete disregard of that aspect of their health. So look at all the different age groups that you have in your family and then ask how or identify the different stresses that pertain to that. Granny would have like 10 hospital appointments before half year because they are going for eye review, glaucoma, or cataract. They are going for orthopedic review because every joint hurts. They need their dental appointment because their gums are sore most of the time and the teeth, some of it are falling out. They have problems. They are going to see their gynecologist. And don't tell me that that's why I want to marry you. And endometrial cancer afflicts women in that age group. Cervical cancer afflicts women in that age group. So they'll be visiting their gynecologist. So please, don't ask any strange questions when your grandmother tells you that she needs a gynae appointment. For which most of the time we think it's only in relation to people who are having their menses or probably pregnant. So please, they have stresses. Loneliness, for example. We all get up in the morning and we all go to work. And then we leave granny at home. And then when we come back home to you, and then we are tired. We know that you are boss lady. Yes, I tell programs at KFM. And we know all of that. But when you come home to please spend some 10-15 minutes with us, telling us about your day. You just tell us about your stressful day. Don't just drop your bag and ask, have you eaten, and then go into the room.
Oh no, dog, that one maybe I do. I try. We'll be sharing.
I don't want to mention anybody. So.
We'll be sharing, then say, I feel make a nonsense. You are sleeping, but you are talking.
Exactly. Your granny is telling that, for that. Wow, so I want us to actively sit and look at all the actors, the children, find out what the stresses are in their life, and then come up with an active plan that will help them achieve their full potential. Assist them with their learning, them to learn well. And from an early age, let them know that they are supposed to contribute to their community. If it is just sometimes even maintaining the physical environment in there, then that will be great. So, Edem, this is the framework that I want everybody to use to develop a mental health plan for the family. And by so doing, they would help to deal with the emotional issues or aspects of their health. Okay. Now let's look at the physical health component.
Doug, before you go there, let Let me just remind our audience that this is Home Affairs. We're live on Joy 99.7 FM, and I have been talking to Dr. Yaw Osafo, CEO, Medical Director, Medicas Hospital. We have branches in Accra, and I mean, actually, which in fact, the hospital is just behind my house. We go and play there. And then we have another branch in Mampo. I'll tell you a bit more about Medicas Hospital before we leave. And we're talking about prioritizing your family's health and mental well-being. Doc.
Right. So let's look at the physical component of our plan. We've done the mental one, or the emotional one. So the physical health, then most of us are very, very conversant with this concept of health when we talk about physical health, because we can identify with illness in the context of what I can see and what I can feel. So that is physical health, what you can see or what you can feel. So people come and tell me that, oh, well, I have a rash on my abdomen. Can you check it out for me? And I'm worried. Oh, doctor, I have some pain in my groin. Doc, I have a swelling in my groin. When I cough, it becomes more prominent. Or when I touch it, it's painful. So they will then come to you and talk to you or ask you to examine it and tell them what it is. So this concept of health, most of us are very, very conversant with it. And it's something that we can point to and do a lab test, take an X-ray, do an ultrasound scan. And it is easy for people to accept the existence of disease in this context. So let's look at that. Again, I would want you to develop a plan looking at the different actors that you have in your home. So most people will have, or I'm going to assume that if you have children under 5, then I would say that your physical health, which includes nutrition, the main things I want you to think about is nutritional challenges, children under 5, especially in our parts of the world. And then it is not only those who do or have, belong to a certain socioeconomic class, do not have money, as we say, who struggle or who have nutritional challenges. Actually, these days, I am very, very worried about the bourgeois class, those who have, and the kind of junk food. Sorry, but I have to use that word, junk food that you feed the children. I mean, we think that it is something-ish when you have to go to some of these fast food joints to eat. But if you speak to any nutritionist, any dietitian, please, it is not where you buy the food that makes any difference. It is what you are buying. Can we just focus on that? Can we look at the nutritional challenges? If we look at iron deficiency anemia, such that even in this country, under a program we call the School Health Educational Program, SHEP, we're trying to introduce some of these supplementation, nutritional supplementation, because our nutritional challenges are huge. Children under 5, and Edem, every parent, mother in particular, with the fathers when it comes to feeding children that age, we don't want to make it our case. So the mothers can really identify with this. That when you have to transition from the breast milk to the complementary feeding, it's a huge challenge. Then they start to also teeth when they are teething. Then it's a huge challenge. So if you are not careful, it's not that you don't have, you have. But children under 5 years in particular, they feeding, it's a big challenge. And I'm sure, Edem, you can, relate 1,001 different examples. You give them this, they don't want, the food is too hot, it is too cold, and the consistency of the food. You have to look at children under 5 differently and cook for them differently. Again, school going age, that is where their dental health becomes a big problem. The sugar stuff, we should reduce it. The thing about dental health is that, let's talk about the teething. You use a lot of your teeth, what we call the primary dentition. So sometimes, and I know, this is not Africa, but even if you damage those primary teeth, they will fall out and the new ones will come. But the new ones, when they start coming from 6 years onward, You're supposed to live with them for the rest of your life. So the calorie dense foods or the very, very sugary drinks and cookies, biscuits, chocolate that we feed the children, it may adversely affect their health. And usually when they are going to school, we pack food for them. What you are packing is very, very important. My children used to attend a certain school when they were younger. And they will demand. There was one day in the school where it is fruit day. That day, if you don't bring fruit, in their school, no. That's what they would inspect. They would also inspect the content of your snack. And if it is not appropriate, then the school regulation, they leave it at the front gate and pick it up when you are going back home. And I think the parents should really, really look at this. If you have girl children too, then toilet training is very, very important. Why? We see a lot of infection, urinary tract infection, and then also candida infection in girls, 6 years, 7 years. And it's all the toilet training. You're going to teach them how to wipe from front to back and not from back to front. And all of these things. So infection prevention is that broad area. This is where you should start introducing fruit and vegetables, the children of the school going through. You have to introduce a certain nutritional culture. Still on the subject of nutrition, don't forget that grandma and grandpa are living with you. Please, they have problems with their gums. Please, their teeth very, very sensitive. The boiled plantain, the ripe one, the boiled yam, and all of these things. Sometimes these foods are too hard for them to chew.
Wow.
It's hard for them to chew. You will be chewing, whether you and I probably don't have any challenges because we are in our mid-40s and all of that. So maybe prime state of health. But let's not forget that they would have dental problems, and therefore, when you cook their food, be mindful of the nutritional choices and then the presentation of food for them.
Wow.
So let your nutritional plan think about all of these things as you formulate your nutritional plan for the different age groups.
In your home.
Then, still in terms of the physical health, this is where your regular checkups. And last Wednesday on Drive Time, I had the opportunity to talk about preparing for your annual medicals. So the medical examination is not equal to a medical lab test. And let me emphasize this. Edem, it is not a lab test. Too many times people come and then they will tell me that, hey doctor, the annual lab. No, please, let's drop that language. It is the annual medical exam. It is not a lab test. Why do I say this? When a doctor is going to conduct a medical exam, what a doctor is going to do is, number one, take a history. The history is a Q&A session. You come, you sit in, and then I'll throw a set of questions at you, and you provide me with some answers. So, for example, I'll ask about your past medical and surgical history. I'll need to know about your obstetrics and gynecological history. I'll need to know about, if it's a younger person, like a child, I'll need to know about your developmental history. Have you met all the developmental milestones with respect to motor milestones, with respect to mental or speech milestones? We need to know about your medicines history, or what we call drug history. We need to know about your social history. All right? Are you married? Are you single? How many children you have? Or are you infertile? All those things. All these things will help the doctor have a certain mental construct about you, who you are, and what your potential risks are.
Wow.
So that we can select the appropriate laboratory investigation, appropriate radiological investigation for you. So that is why you don't walk into the lab and then present the result to Dr. Osafo that, Dr. Osafo, please, can you look at my labs for me? No, please, come to me first. Let's have a chat. Let me understand who you are as an individual and what your health risks are. So after the Q&A session, we even do a physical examination. I keep telling people what these hands are trained to do as a doctor, the touch, the stethoscope, not a simple device, but the things that it can pick up. And then the senses, we use all of them. The sense of vision. When I see a patient walking in, just the gait alone tells you a lot about what could be wrong with the person. And that's why we put the consulting table at a distance from the main entrance. So you take a few steps for us to observe your gait. All right? So the physical exam allows the doctor to find out certain things. So Pink October. And then the physical breast examination is very important. The mammogram is important. We know. We are the ones who recommend it. But we will still want that clinical breast exam to be done. We will want that digital rectal examination to be done so that your prostate, the doctor will have a feel of your prostate. We would want that abdominal exam to be done so that abdominal pain that's been on and off, is it because you have a hernia, a hole around that belly button? Is that what is giving you the pain? So that physical examination is also absolutely crucial as part of your annual medical exam. Then once we have the history and the physical examination, then we'll select appropriate laboratory investigations. And I walk people through the preparatory steps. If you go onto our social media handles at Medicas GH, you'll find how to prepare. If they say fasting, what do you mean by a proper fast? If we say brain urine, what do you mean? Is it early morning urine or late afternoon urine? But all those preparatory steps have been dealt with. So everybody, including the children, the medical exam, annual medical exam is not only for the parents, mommy and daddy. It's for grandparents, it's for the children of all age groups, teenagers, children under 5, children between 6 and 12 years, school-going age. Everybody needs to have their annual medical exam. So this is the wrap for the framework for the physical health. Now, Edem, the last one is very short.
No, before you go on to the last one,
right.
I know that you will have to leave us early, but yeah, we are in time. I'm looking at time. So before you go on to that.
Yeah, I think we're doing fine. We can wrap it up.
This is, masterclass, and it's so comprehensive. Okay, I noticed that at some point I was just looking at you and listening to you, and I haven't been able to write anything. So I will have to go. No, but I remember. What we are going to do is that we're going to be putting all of these points together and also put them out on social media. And I'll tell you how to, get to Medicas Hospital as well if you have to go see Dr. Osafo. But just before we go to the last point, the joy of every parent is to see their children grow healthy and become more intelligent and physically fit. And to achieve this desire, every parent needs to ensure that their children are given nutritious foods. And one of those nutritious foods is the Vitamilk soy milk drink. Vitamilk is made from whole grain soybean, which is a good source of plant protein, and it is enriched with omega-3, 6, and 9, calcium, and the essential nutrients and multivitamins recommended for daily living. It has no artificial colorings, no flavorings, and no preservatives. Go on and choose the Vitamilk Champ for your children because the protein, the calcium, and omega-3, 6, and 9 in there have all proven to help your adorable children grow smarter, healthier, and stronger every day. It also comes in the regular soy milk drink. You can have it in the energy booster with no caffeine, the choco, the banana, the strawberry. And when you go buying it, you can find it in the 250 mils and also in the 1 liter Tetra Pak. Vitamilk is indeed a nutritious beverage that feels good anywhere, anytime. Now, what makes you smile? Is it time with loved ones, pursuing your passion, or simply enjoying life's little moments? At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we believe that life insurance should be more than just protect your family's financial future. It should also help you live your best life now. Our policies of comprehensive coverage, living benefits and rewards to help you make the most of today, because we think of wealth differently. At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we provide solutions that give more for your smile. More time, more freedom, more joy. For more information on our policies, please call us on 1451 400 or visit pinnaclelifeinsurance.com. Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile. Let me also tell you about Republic Bank. Have you heard? Republic Bank is giving this season, and they are giving big. Pay with your Visa credit card, and you stand a chance to win an all-expense-paid trip to Dubai or a luxury staycation at some of Ghana's finest beach resorts, including Maha Beach Resorts, Breezes Beach, or Camp Chache. You could also win a 5-course dinner for 2 at the exquisite Brazza restaurant, a full-day spa services for 2, and other exciting rewards in the Republic Bank Tap Win and Fly to Dubai promotion. All you need to do is use any of your Republic Bank Visa credit card, Infinite, Addition, or Classic card. Every tap counts. So what are you waiting for? It's time to fly to Dubai with a Republic Bank Visa card. Start tapping and make this season unforgettable. This promo is under the Caritas Lottery platform. Republic Bank, we are the one for you. So this is Home Affairs. We have been talking about how you can prioritize your family's health and mental well-being, and we have been having our chat with Dr. Yaw Osafo. Now, in discussing this, Doc, we defined, health 2 different ways. But the one he said we should work with is the ability to adapt and self-manage in the face of physical, emotional, and social challenges. And then in developing that plan, we also understand that this plan should have been done earlier. It's a future. It's a detailed proposal on the things you have to achieve. You would want to achieve in future. And this particular one, we are referring to our health. So this will be a detailed proposal about your family's health. And in that home, we did mention that every home is unique. So if in your home you have you have just you and your children, well, that's you. You have you, your husband, and your children. You have you, your children, and your parents. All of that, and you have to look at the age brackets in which they are also to be able to formulate this health plan. In doing that, you are looking at the what, and in this case, we are looking at a family health plan. So you are looking at who is involved, who will this affect, who are the actors when you're developing this plan. Then when you will have to be realistic about the timelines for the plan. Then we are looking at the which of them are you going to start with? Which ones are the low-hanging fruits? You will have to look at that as well. Then you are looking at where. Are you going to be doing this at home? Do you need a health facility? Do you need to have a health expert's involvement and all that? And then the big one now is the how, which is the question we asked. And the how-to, Doc was taking it one after the other. So we started with looking at the mental health. And then again, you are factoring in everybody. The mental health of you, let me just say the mental health of the, actors in the family. And you would know what is important to who. And that also means that you, the one developing the plan, you will need a lot of time to engage to be able to understand some of these things. Then we went on to talk about the physical health. And my take out on that is that when you go doing your annual examinations, you're not going to run labs, you're doing an annual medical examination, and that will include a lot of things. You will have to first of all go see a doctor who will examine you, and then he will now determine which labs or which other medical examinations, including physical examinations, that will be carried out on you. And doc says that this is to help your health official understand you and what your potential risks are. And now we are going on to the very last one, which is your social well-being. Doc.
All right, Edem, brilliant summary. You're very good.
Let me teach you as a rough.
Brilliant summary. Right, so let's look at social health, which is the last domain or the last aspect of your family health plan. Again, when we talk about social health, most people completely disregard it. They don't even understand, or we don't even understand what we're talking about. Well, what is social health? Well, this aspect of health derives from connection and community. Connection and community. And Edem, I have a very big beef with those who have social media friends but no real friends.
Yeah,
Hey, what am I hating with my Facebook family? Well, look, that's why I totally disagree. Because social health derives from connection and community. That social media friendship is so fleeting, you won't believe it.
It's so what?
Fleeting.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a very superficial connection. So in the accounts have a saying, let's see, you know, and more often than not, we see it when people do not have a certain supportive social network. The slightest challenge, you know, and social health is very much connected to your mental health or your emotional well-being. Whenever there is a challenge, there is a physical, there is emotional, or there's a social challenge, then you realize that because you don't have that support network for you. So during COVID, the quarantine period, the stay-at-home period, we all saw the challenges that it brought. People have spent money to build mansions, nice homes. Now the pregnancy is stay in your mansion. That one too was a problem. Why? We realize that as human beings, we need to commune. We need each other. We need to see people. Look, Edem, seeing me on Zoom is totally different from seeing me in the studio.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
At least when I see you, you know, when you're familiar, you know, it's very, very different. You know, we see each other all the time, we talk most of the time, you know, but I think anytime you meet somebody that you have a relationship with, that physical connection, I'm telling you, you cannot replace it.
So I want to the conversation is very formal, you see.
You see. Very formal. You know, you go to the kind, you know, it doesn't. There isn't time delayed. You're going to forget to eat, you know, all these things with your friends and all of that. But please, as part of your social health plan for the family, you have to decide how you are going to let members of your family, how you are going to allow your children, your spouse, to socialize and build a supportive social network. So, for example, let me use the Christmas period, and kudos to multimedia. December 15th, we had the Festival of 9 Lessons and Carol.
Yeah.
For me, it was a good opportunity for me to go out there and socialize. I came with my boss lady. Then there was 26th. party in the park.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then that would be, you should not stop. Oh. If you stop that thing, I think the whole Accra and Ghana of the media, we come and do it in front of us. So we will bring our mats,
I
we'll
come and
bring
do
our
it
tents,
here.
more tents. So that's the second one. And then we play the Ludo and the Wire.
Oh dear.
And look at that Kwampa when he goes up. Look at the one Logo line
Oh
dancing. You
no.
know, that family event, it allows people to come together.
Mm.
People make new friends and all of that. And we just lying on my mat and watching people have fun in front of the stage. And KMJ was going crazy with the kids. My nephews and nieces were on the stage with KMG. And I was like, hey, that's 6 years, 8 years old. I don't know, just that
I know,
KMJ on the
right?
stage with them, it just blew my mind. These events. And then, of course, there was the 90s jam
I
on the
know.
also totally different. We see people having seen since 1993 in secondary school
Wow.
and all of that. We all try to remember the rap songs that we try to memorize and we want to dance down
You
and
won't get
your
that on
knees and
social
your wrist
media.
stay alive. So Adam, this is just an example of what multimedia did during this period that gave us an opportunity to build a social network.
Mm.
So please allow the children to socialize. Allow your spouse to go out and socialize. It's all part of the plan. Ask Granny, take them to Uncle Obewa show. Granny, maybe they can't do 90 jump. They can't do party in the park. But you can take them out to Uncle Obewa show or any of the theater plays at the National Theatre. So have a comprehensive plan that allows the members of your family to connect and commune with other human beings beyond they are on their phones, they are on WhatsApp, they are on LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. The supportive social network is absolutely crucial. So, Edem Knight-Tay and all our listeners, this is the framework that you will have to flesh out to prioritize your family health for 2025.
Dr. Osafo.
Yes, Edem.
This morning, you're seeing your Misha will be free. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. I know that you have other pressing things you have to do, but let me.
If you have some messages, let's do some five minutes or so. Let's wrap it up. If you have some messages or there are some things you want to share, let's go ahead.
Kojo, you will have to try and get me the messages. Otherwise, Doc, what we will do
All
is
right,
that
okay.
what we will do is we will compile the message. Okay, yeah, I have some messages. Let
That's
me
okay.
see. Good morning. Thank you for what you're doing. Hold on a little bit. Kindly help me with the opening song that you played. Okay, I will help you with that very soon. All right. Dr. Osafo, Mama Edem, I take them. Please, good morning. I was looking for your number. Oh, I see. Mama to Dr. Osafo, for the past 4 months, my daughter didn't have a period, so help me to have daughter. I'm going to share Medicas' contacts before we leave the studio, so don't worry about that. Okay, someone did mention that your volume was low. It's sorted out. So, Doc, it appears that a lot more people were listening and they would rather have, information to be able to visit. So, Medicas Hospital, let me tell you, is a modern healthcare facility built with your recovery in mind. Spacious wards built with your family in mind. A warm and caring pediatric unit built with your children in mind. We have assembled some of the best minds in medicine, led by Dr. Yaw Osafo, the drive doctor, and Home Affairs still seems small to serve you. We offer general medical services as well as specialist services in plastic surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, child health, urology, patriarch. Oh no, psychiatry, that's mental health, and eye care. Additionally, we offer a comprehensive medical diagnostic service encompassing endoscopy, medical laboratory services, x-rays, and scans. And there's a 24-hour pharmacy that ensures that you will always receive efficacious, safe, and affordable medicines. We bring to you the most powerful medicine of all, simple human kindness and empathy. We take pride in holding ourselves to the highest attainable standards. You can locate Medicas Hospital at number 10 Kincho Street near Ashalibuchi School Junction. You can also call on 050-1477-340. Number again is 050-1477-340, or reach us on social media at Medicas GH, Medicas Hospital, a place of healing. And look, all the things I was saying is not hypo. It is true. Me, I've been there. That's where my family and I go. So it's not hype. Doc, thank you so very much. We appreciate your time this morning. And we will be...
Thank you for having me, Edem.
Thank you. We will be leaving the studio very, very, very soon. Can you imagine that my Weekend Steel Show team, they called me into a meeting led by Kofi A. Ford. Oh, boss, can you... They want me to leave the studio before my time ends. No problem. So I will leave before my time ends. You, Kojo, you are smiling. They went for a meeting. So I'll be leaving very soon. But let me tell you, at 5 p.m. this evening, 40 Weeks and More is premiering on Joy Prime. So you want to watch it. 40 Weeks and More is a show, a new baby. It's talking about pregnancy, childbirth. But I've said several times that what's different about 40 Weeks and More is not just me having a conversation with a doctor like I did with Dr. Osafo this morning. This particular one is unique in the sense that for every topic that we will discuss, there is somebody in the studio who is sharing their real life experience on the topic and their journey around it. And then we will engage Dr. Sepoga, who was our resident doctor for 40 Weeks and More. And this evening's show, we have, our guest will be talking about how she had 7 miscarriages. Ahead of the 7 miscarriages, she had 2 stillbirths, She lost one at 5 months, carried one almost to term, and still lost the baby at birth, and then went on to have 7 miscarriages. You want to hear that story. You want to learn from it, and then learn how to be able to manage yourself, how to deal with these things emotionally, the support you will need. And we're not asking that you will go through it, but you need the information and you need the education as well. And so you want to join us at 5 p.m. on Joy Prime. You can also catch it on YouTube at the Family Forum Africa channel, and then you can, watch it there. So that's about 40 Weeks and More. All our shows are back on air from last week. So News File is coming up. Weekend Steel Show will come up right after Home Affairs. News File will come up. You'll have Sports Link. We're going to have Showbiz A to Z. And then after Showbiz A to Z, we have Flashback with Uncle Paul. And then we will go on to have... That's the open house party with DJ Black. So we're back on air. And then make sure that you're glued to Joy Prime today and every other day for your family entertainment and every other thing you would need to relax around television for. Joy Prime's got you covered. And we are leaving the studio in a minute. But there's something I really need to make somebody's day this morning, and so once again, the joy of every parent is to see their children grow healthy and become more intelligent and physically fit. And to achieve this desire, every parent needs to ensure that their children are given nutritious foods and has the essential nutrients that can promote their well-being. And we are talking about Vitamilk soy milk drink. And I'd like to say thank you for the packs. My children loved them, absolutely. Thank you so much. Vitamilk is made from whole grain soy milk drink and whole grain soybean, and it's a very good source of plant protein. It is enriched in omega 3, 6, and 9. Oh my God. It has calcium and all the essential nutrients and multivitamins recommended for your healthy living. Vitamilk has no artificial colorings, no flavorings, and no preservatives. Go on and get the Vitamilk Champ for your children, because the protein, the calcium, the omega 3, 6, and 9 in there have all proven to help your adorable children grow smarter, healthier, and stronger every day. Vitamilk also comes in its regular soy milk drink. You can have it in the energy booster with no caffeine, the choco. You can have it in the banana, the strawberry, and when you go buying, you will find it in the 250 mils or the 1 liter Tetra Pak. Vitamilk is indeed a nutritious beverage that feels good anywhere, anytime. A very happy birthday going to Madame Frederica Ode of Abokobi here in Accra. Madam Frederica, may God bless your new age, give you more grace and good health. Have a lovely day. This is from Mr. Isaac Kuwanu of the Multimedia Sales Department. Madam Frederica Ode of Abokobi, happy birthday to you. right, so this is how we end Home Affairs today. Thank you all very much for doing the listening. But quickly, let me say a happy birthday to you. Ohene appear to Ankara, my godson. Happy birthday to you, boy. We'll meet later in the day, right? Weekend City Show is up next.